Hello! Welcome to Jade Kind Gaming presents The Observatory. My name is Adam, here with Eric as Stan, Bob is the old man, David is Terry, Ryan is Billy, Austin is Rolfur, for more New Divines, Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition campaign. Last time, the Pantheon was teleported through time. There was, they made some great plans. We're gonna go visit the fractured prism, this dragon city. They all got ready to teleport, and then David rolled low, and they lost 10 days of time, and there was just nothing that could be done with it because I pulled up a mishaps table online, and it was chaos. But hey, they got a lot more followers during that time. Just time passed, so that was a boost, right? I wasn't prepared for those numbers, so I might have overrolled them. Those things happen. Doesn't matter.
We deserve something out of that.
And ultimately, and there was decision do we even go because there's the war coming up. So Billy decided he's just going to go work on the spell he's working on.
Yeah.
But Terry's like, well, I'll take you guys to get the rest of the group to the fractured prism, and then when he's there, he can spend a little time there. So he's in the shop with Stan and Alice, while the old man wandered away from the city, of course. And Rolfur found instructions late at night to make his way to a library. He was given directions to a door beneath an overroad library, and you follow your directions there, and you find just set back, underneath the tunnel, which is wide, a dragon could walk through. On the way that you're coming from the left-hand side, which I guess would be north side, of sort of the columns that hold up the bridge that is the road above, there is probably about 5 foot back, probably a 7 foot wide, 8 foot tall little alcove, and then just sort of a normal sized door with a little sign above it, the book horde.
Neat. Well, we go in if it's not locked, or has an obvious "don't go in" sign.
Nope, door just pulls right open. And the immediate sensation is kind of that musty, older book smell. And there are just, immediately, from right inside the door, there's just towers of bookshelves, probably 12 foot tall. And slightly at the top, bowing in, just enough that it feels kind of claustrophobic to enter this immediate row of bookshelves that leads towards a wider room, probably about 10 or so feet back.
Just nobody here, though?
No one that you see at this point, no?
I peruse the books.
Looking through, are you looking for anything in specific?
I'm just seeing what's the subject matter here. Does this book library, is this like a library, or is this somebody's private collection? What kind of organization are they using? What kind of is it just lots of different stuff, or is it specific styles, specific subject?
Immediately, just sort of stepping in the door and looking to your left and looking through, this section seems to be books on various types of art. Collections, reproductions, instructions, even directions to where original works can be found, where works are known to be held.
Yeah, well, that's obviously not something I'm super interested in, so I continue looking. I try to figure out if there's an organization structure here.
Yeah, I mean, it's some categorical, alphabetical.
Alright. Well, I start perusing the categories, looking for Something more in my line.
That leads you out into out of this single row that basically the door leads into. And you find yourself in sort of like sort of a round room that has a step down. And then a bunch of different sort of like circling out from it, different shelves that lead away. There is lofting on the right-hand side from you in sort of this lowered section, a young, well, you would say something, but it looks like a red dragon physically, but its scales are all black. So it has like...
I do not know enough about dragons to know enough about dragons.
And as it kind of lifts itself up from what is just a pile of opened books that is sort of like just sort of squeezed underneath it, you also see that on its bottom side, like the underbelly of it, is just what looks like almost like large gashes, what could be deadly wounds that are filled with some sort of slightly glowing blue material. And you hear in your mind, can I be of any assistance?
I'm looking for historical information on the old gods.
Yeah. Anything particular you wish to know, or just reading for fun?
Practical research. Who were they? Where'd they go? What were their domains?
And the dragon kind of lifts up, and you just see other wounds that seem to have been healed. And they walk kind of with one arm clearly, like basically walk on three of their arms, with one arm like held up against them as they go. Seeming to be a dragon that has been beaten and wounded and recovered sort of just with a calm demeanor. And they kind of peruse down until eventually they kind of gesture for you to come to, down a specific row. And they kind of...
Follow them up.
Yeah, they'll kind of point out, we have some historical texts here. And they pull out a few books. And they're like, some of these should have more information, though I don't know that there's much on where they've gone. But at least what they were before.
No, I visited at least one of their old realms, and it's completely devoid of any sign.
Mm-hmm. Impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Impressive. I will be pondering the works. If you need more help finding anything, or feel free to look around. You can tell, as the dragon walks back, that this dragon wouldn't quite fit out the alcove to exit this place.
Yeah.
Nor could any of the larger, more... Like, there is no entrance that, like, a larger dragon could manage to get their way in here. But they otherwise leave a few books sitting out for you, and they return to their little pile of books.
And like true friends, we sit in silence and don't speak to one another. As I read up on the old gods.
Yeah. All stuff I believe you know. Laura, goddess of magic and knowledge. Ashley, goddess of light and tempest. Regal, god of nature and forge, who's known in one nation as the Jade Emperor. Taliesin, god of peace in the twilight. Travis, god of order and chaos. O Bryon, god of life and war. And Ray, goddess of death and the grave.
Yeah. Well, I was just trying to say, I'm hoping that the Draconic collection has something that's a bit more contemporary to their vanishing.
I mean, there are some reports on just their sudden disappearance. But there wasn't a knowledge of what was going on that they did disappear. There wasn't... The people were not informed that they were going to go away.
Well, yeah, and next episode, they just sort of poof.
Yeah. Going through those, make an investigation check for me.
Is this looking around for clues and making deductions based on those clues?
Yeah, sure.
I have magic eyeglasses that give me advantage on investigation for looking for clues and putting them together.
Yeah. Nope, this is not stuff that is necessarily straightforward.
Well, I rolled a 9 for a total of 25.
You're able to gather from some of the later works before they disappeared, and some of them not even necessarily in texts that are like specific towards like the aims of religious, but others just historical texts that you manage to find and peruse and find little bits in as you spend many hours here. But you are able to assess that there was at least some belief among some of the church that there were going to be some changes with the gods. No concept that they would disappear, but that they might end up... that they were undergoing something that, you know, people were interpreting to be some sort of transformation from the information that was given. But a lot of that was clearly interpretation that they were having and trying to figure out what was going on. So there was maybe a sign that something was going to happen, but no one thought that they're going to go away.
Nobody thought, oh, they're all gone.
All gone, taking all that power with them. That was never the thought. No. But there were some people that were prepared for some sort of change amongst the cosmic structure from that. Anything else you're specifically looking for as you're going through all that?
Nah, I wanted a older source to more or less confirm that I was on the path that nobody really saw it coming. Nobody really knows what happened. Mm-hmm. The old gods were probably jerks.
Meanwhile,
in which case I would return to my librarian and ask him if there was any record of the dead in the city. Who died and when? A memorial, a cemetery.
Tends to be more private information. As for the dragons, it's the treasures they leave behind. But there is the wall, which would have at least a few names.
And where is that?
It was down facing out towards the sea.
Also, are you in need of healing?
I've had healing.
Do you need more?
I don't really think that there's more that can be done.
I pick up my phone and I call Stan.
Okay.
with my mind powers.
We'll have to get to that later because Stan hasn't caught up to your time yet.
Yes. It's a few hours away.
But that's not quite where we're going. In the meantime, we're turning to the old man as his friends wander towards the fractured prism and he wanders away. What are you looking for, old man?
I am looking for
prime real estate.
well, do I see any dragons flying away or back to the city? Something that I could try to track a path?
Nothing immediately, no. But just state what you are trying to find. Ooh, let's see.
Oh, I'm trying to find a dragon's
Yeah.
horde.
Make a survival check.
Hey! Not bad. Not bad. 25.
25. Yeah. So you start making your way out away from the river.
Ah, I have guidance. Damn it. I should have guidanced myself.
Oh no, only a 25. It's gonna take you a while to find one.
Listen, okay? I have a reputation.
But otherwise, it's you. You probably start doing your teleport travel, dimension dooring.
Yeah, my dimension. Oh, and I have a pass without a trace up.
Okay.
Which I can. That's an at will for me, so it's up now during the segment.
Yeah.
Which brings my passive stealthy. It brings my passive stealth 40, and I leave no traces. And I'm immune to divination, scrying. I know, it just... Listen, I do everything really well.
I know you
I
do.
Used to just do one thing really well.
Yeah. You're just good at everything. which is the thing, you keep bringing it up, and I just have to, yeah, but he doesn't have the teleport.
I thought about being able to teleport to my followers, but I'm like, no, it's kind of funnier that I can't.
Anyway.
He's so competent, but I'm like, I need a bus.
You get me there, I'm
good.
The
greatest lawyer
but,
in the city takes the bus.
So, immediately there's a major road running along the side of the river. You're not going to hide your horde right next to a major, transportation spot. So you start heading in a bit. Make a perception check.
Rolled and is kind of 17.
17. And
Eastern.
Start, looking around for.
Ah, damn it! I still have guidance. Why am I so dumb?
It just comes natural to you, I think.
I'm gonna pull out my D4, put it next to my D20, so I can't forget. That's how that works.
You'll feel even worse about yourself when you forget.
We're not bringing that up. I'm just gonna roll them together.
Let's see. Nope, wrong area. So I'm looking for someone.
Yeah, I'm not great at perception. I'm an investigative boy.
You gotta poke around. You don't just look at things.
Yeah.
There we go. Oh.
It does make me wonder if the blind sight thing from the knife is divination or a scrying sensor. Just no. You have to have it on your own. No knife help.
Aren't I basically infinitely rich now?
I mean, yes.
I mean, we all are. Because anything you have is basically mine. I'm just letting you hold on to it.
I say because he can make his place rain platinum coins if he wants.
In classic rogue thought, I'm just letting you hold on to my stuff. It's kind of like when you play Skyrim and you walk around people's homes and everything is like white instead of red. It's like, why do they have my basket in here? This is mine.
One final check. Make me a luck check.
Oh. But I'm proficient at that now. Right? Is that how that works, Adam?
No, you have proficiency in all skills.
Yeah,
There's
that's
no skills
true.
issue. Okay.
So I can't guidance that.
I believe
Because it's not a skill.
It works on
Still,
ability checks.
is
though.
guidance not ability checks?
Yeah, guidance. I think it works on ability checks. So
Yeah, the
Okay.
only restriction would be you'd have to know the check was coming, so you can cast the guidance in advance.
That's true. I don't think I would know this check is coming.
Nope.
any ability check, you can roll the die
Guidance lasts for 1 minute.
or after making the ability check. Then the spell ends. I don't know. Me and David got advantage on luck checks.
Yeah, I don't have that.
I could give it to you.
Well, not today. I'm off on my own.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a 4, so I can do anything but be lucky.
Alright. Well, this is not the lair you find. Maybe... Alright, so you end up north up towards where, like, the hill, like, it starts to elevate. And you manage to find... sort of a large pond. A large pond with, you notice... Along one side of it are just a bunch of sort of marble pillars sticking out from probably 5 feet from the shore.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Other than that, you don't...
I guess it's a good thing I have a ring of swimming. Okay, so I don't see anything else?
Yeah, I mean, it's large pond, just a row, I'll say 7 marble pillars sort of along one side of the pond.
Can I investigate the pillars?
Sure.
Like, clearly looking for an entrance to something.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, you feel like
And
there's
I am
something
doing
around.
guidance.
Yeah.
I am doing guidance, because I rolled the d4 with it.
Okay.
Investigate. That's insight. That's cool. Okay. 27?
27.
27. Back in my wheelhouse. Anything but luck. Good lord.
So you find, you start making your way along the pillars, and it's, around the time you get to the, starting from one end, the 4th pillar, you notice has various, basically a different pattern on a section of it. As if almost like it's been manipulated by something with large claws at some point, multiple times.
Can I attempt to, I don't know, decipher, look into it,
Yeah, you
do a thing?
start pressing around, and you find a section, sort of a circle that kind of presses in and can kind of turn either way.
Okay. Good.
And as you turn it, your whole hand gets in there, and something clamps down on it.
I was gonna go for disable device, but Okay. I guess
You can still try
I
that
will-
with your hand in it.
Okay, I'm going to try it with my hand in it. Can I cast guidance on myself, or is my hand too stuck?
You have another hand.
Wait,
You
let
have
me look
one
at
hand.
guidance.
As long as you don't have anything in your other
What?
hand.
Yeah, it's VS. So yeah.
Hey, you got 2 hands.
Yeah. Eh. Okay, so disable device is its own thing, yeah?
Yeah, it would be a tool proficiency.
Thieves tools? Tool. Okay. Dex, I assume?
Yeah.
Okay,
And
so
I'm guessing
that's-
you have thieves tools.
Yes. But probably not my hand.
I mean, again, you have one hand free. And once it's
Okay.
in there, like basically your hand that's in there, if you kind of poke around, like there are things you can manipulate inside of it.
Okay. So it's fine. Okay.
Also, might want to check your sheet. You might just have freedom of movement on you permanently.
I do have freedom of movement on me permanently.
So it's clamped down, but you just kind of wiggle your hand out.
I can, but I'm trying to disable the device and like open whatever it is. So I will do that in a moment.
Okay.
If this doesn't work. So 23?
23 is enough. Yeah, you get some tools out and you manipulate around it to where the actual door that closed you in just kind of goes loose, and you can just kind of lift your hand up and look inside at the 7 different knobs
Switches? Ah.
that are along the inside, basically above the piece that you pressed in, and then 3 on either side of it.
Okay. Is there... I try to manipulate them.
Okay. So
I
3 to the
suppose.
left,
Like,
3 to the
I
right,
guess-
1 on top. Which one are you?
Can I investigate them, or do I just need to start trying?
I mean, you would need to start trying to figure out what's going on.
All right, let's start on the left. Click.
The first left one. And the water starts to slosh, and you see, if you kind of look behind you, the first of the pillars that you'd looked at seems to kind of have lowered slightly.
And the water level rose.
It just kind of rippled, basically.
Oh,
as
it
there's
moved. It
movement.
rippled. Okay. I'm gonna do that same one just as far as it can go.
Continuing that direction, and eventually the pillar disappears, and it still twists for a bit.
Okay. I'm just gonna go through all of them and lower everything.
So as you've lowered that one all the way, when you go to the next one, it won't move.
Okay. So I'm gonna raise the pillar all the way back up.
Okay.
Is it like...
Yeah,
Raise
exactly
the
as
water.
expected. You turn it back the
Okay.
other way, and it raises up to where it was before.
I count the number of turns it takes to raise it all the way up. So
Mhm.
from stopping to all the way up, how many turns?
20.
Like, I count the turns. 20. Okay. I go and rotate the one next to it 10 turns down. And I
it
go
lowers.
back to the first one.
The second column lowers then.
I go to the first one, I lower it 10
Yeah, and then after 10 turns, it stops. Now both of them about...
Okay, yeah, and both of them are stopped.
Yep.
Okay. So I will raise each knob until the pillar is just under the water. And I'll try to do that with all of them.
Okay. And yeah, you start going through and do notice... you end up... If they're just under the water, you end up noticing that by the last one... Well, you would, before doing that, as you start lowering, if you go in order, the fourth one is lowering the thing that you are manipulating.
Oh, yeah, I don't do that. I need that.
Yeah. So, then if you put that back up to its full height, then the last one is... It only gets about halfway.
What about that top knob?
Mm-hmm.
Is that one adjustable
That
too?
one, yeah, that one will lower, raise...
But I have to get some clicks.
independently
But
of the other 6.
So what is it lower and raise?
The one that the column that you're reaching into to manipulate it.
Oh, the top one lower and raise. It's the column.
Yep.
Can I raise the tower? Can I raise mine at all?
Yes.
So it goes up higher.
Yeah. If you turn it.
And get more clicks to get everything else underwater?
No, it does not seem to affect the others.
Okay.
When the other ones are all locked, it will still move.
Are the other ones of varying height?
At this point, you have them all where they're just below water, except the last one that only got about halfway-ish. You can now investigate.
Okay, because I'm like
you are far enough in towards the clues that you've.
Okay, I'm gonna use guidance. $29.
Yeah, you're able to figure out that if you raise each one where it is just above the water, where it's on the surface, then that lets you get the last one maneuvered back to there. And once you have them all at just above the water, you notice that the column, like basically that something moves at the top of the column that you are manipulating within.
I climb to the top of the, or I try to lower the tower.
Yeah, you can lower it down to where you can jump and pull yourself up to it. If you were larger, you would be able to just look down into it once it's lowered where the manipulator is right at the base of the water. But yeah, you can pull yourself up into it, and inside is set a round brass disc just with like runic carvings that are glowing orange in a circle around it, just sort of wrapping inwards on themselves, and the writing is all glowing. And basically you can tell that the manipulation has opened the top. Like the top would normally be closed, you have maneuvered things to open the top.
Okay, I have common, dwarvish, elvish, giant, gnomish, orcish. Any of those?
There are similarities to both giant and dwarvish, but they're not quite. These are arcane sigil kind of runes. It's less.
Okay.
Writing.
Do I need a knowledge arcana then?
You can make a check with that, yeah.
Okay. Guidance. Guidance. I am trained in arcana now, after all. 20.
20? It is enough to know that, yeah, it is a magic device that is being powered by the writing here. Probably, something maneuvering it might do something.
I'm gonna start playing with it.
Yeah. So if you reach in to grab it, you feel warm, like a warm liquid just kind of pouring up from your fingers and engulfing your arm. And as it reaches over your face, you stop seeing the pond around you and start seeing, just sort of like the bunker made of brass underground, the piles of coin. Stacked bits of art, and you see on the ceiling above the bases of 6 of the columns, and you find yourself below at the central point beneath where there is a hole where the middle column would be, touching a very similar disc.
Okay, so I got teleported.
Yeah. Technically, you got closer to Dimension Dord.
My favorite. Okay, so there's piles of
yeah,
monies.
it is a locked and secured hoard that a dragon has.
Okay, I open the door to my dear dragon friend. Mm-hmm. And I go, hey, Spot.
Mm-hmm.
I need help moving our new horde in. And he and I just have a jolly time moving in the horde.
You have to move where, like, close your realm and reopen it to a different point a few times. Are you discriminate at all?
I mean, I don't. Is there anything? I don't believe there's anything to discriminate against.
No, I just mean, like, is there anything you want to leave behind? Or are you clearing them?
Oh, I'm clearing them. And then all I'm going to do is leave a note that just says, your life has been disordered due to this. So the horde has been repossessed. Signed, that one guy is the god of order.
Make a deception check with disadvantage because you're doing it through, like, writing.
Guidance?
15.
Can I still guidance?
I'm sure.
Okay, I rolled a 3 and a 14.
It becomes a 15.
Yeah, it becomes a 15. Deception
Yes.
is... Okay, so that's 20 plus 15, so it's 35 plus another 4, 39.
39. Okay, so you've left a note and you've blamed. Okay, got it. Yes, they're gonna. Okay.
I was like, yeah, you might as well. You can give him 50 disadvantages. He'd still get 15 plus bonuses. He's juiced up on that magic, man.
What can I say? Oh, and they do have a disadvantage at deciphering my deceptions, because it's part of my class.
Of course they do. Alright, so, amongst there, I don't feel like, let's see, how much... Yeah, I don't feel like doing, like, too much with numbers and rolling dice. So rather than give you specific coins or whatever, you get 1 million gold.
Okay.
Numbers don't matter
Yeah.
anymore.
It's like we're just gonna average and round and say you get 1 million gold for the coin. Amongst that, you also find a painting that is like 10 by 12 feet. Of a basically of a group of a couple elves, some dwarves, maybe a few gnomes, just kind of all sort of sitting out, like amongst like a regal landscape, and just, it very much just looks like a wealthy group of people, all.
With nobles of different varying races.
Yeah, nobles of varying races.
Do they look like they're asking to get murdered in their homes?
And it's a 10 by what?
What did I say? 10 by 12?
Yeah, 10 by
10 by 12.
10 by 12.
Yeah.
That's what you said.
Just, 10 by foot by 12. So a big painting of some nobles. You also find an apparently magical lamp.
Magic lamp, alright.
And buried deep within the gold as you get to the end, you do find a sword, where we'll say a long sword, where the pommel sort of like has a face waking up from it. Oh dear. I've been stuck under there for so long. Hi.
Put a
Yeah,
napkin on
no
its
one's
mouth.
talking to you. Throw it in the hole.
No, it's been so lonely. Is there anyone around?
It's a brass dragon. Those bastards always have talking something. They always have a talking thing. Every time.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
It's not, it's just a thing. I kind of want to make one to be the bartender at my bar. And just, like, have him polymorph into a person shape, which is a thing they can do. And just have him be my bartender.
Just collect various talking items from brass dragon hordes, have them man your bar, and see how long it takes to get raided by brass dragons.
And then, joke's on them, brass dragons are living.
And he's like, yes, go and talk to this bartender. He's quite sharp, but don't talk to that one. That guy's a little too blunt.
Then the talking drum, what up, just.
What do you do once you've cleared out the space?
And left my note.
Not, but sort of the brass structure of the actual dome, the hanging columns, your note, and that disc that's sort of inset into the floor.
Can I try to activate the disc to go back through
You
it?
touch it, you go through.
Okay.
And you find yourself in,
And
like,
then-
kind of losing footing, as you're now still up, 10 feet on a column.
Yeah, trying to, like... Oh, and I put Spot back in the
Yeah.
room, for the record.
Okay.
He's sorting the horde for me. He's going through, and, like, anything like the big painting or the sword we're putting to the side to deal with later, but the coins we're just stacking.
You come in, see that it's just eaten the whole horde.
No, Spot, bad!
Oh.
Hit him with a newspaper. Okay, I teleport. I blink away a little bit, and then I call for
So you
Alice.
just leave it as is.
Just one? You're satisfied with one horde?
I guess I could go through and rob all the other hordes I can find and leave more notes to piss off more people. That's a very good suggestion. I'm going to continue being a menace.
So while you
Do
continue
you
finding
want
other
to go
things,
through each horde individually, or...?
each time you do it, there is a chance that it's not empty.
That they might be there. Okay. So yeah, I am continuing keeping Pass Without a Trace
Okay.
up. Just,
but we will
like, that's a thing that I can...
we will go back over to Terry, Stan, and Alice, who we last left doing some shopping. And I think in between episodes you wanted to do more shopping.
Yes. I want to go ahead and see what potions they have available. I do have a list, if that would help you, Adam.
What is the highest rarity amongst them?
Legendary.
Okay.
Of course.
They do not have any legendary potions.
I would at some
What are you
point...
even wanting those legends?
A potion of storm giant strength.
I would like at some point to figure out what the sword...
Oh, don't worry, I'll identify it for you.
Yeah, just you walking in and like, why do you have so much money?
No, it wouldn't be like that, because I assume you do.
Yeah, it's your side hustle being a taxi.
You had 10 times anybody else's money at the beginning of the campaign. I assume you're gonna have 10 times anybody else's money throughout our lifespan, if not more.
Well, I've been running around with like almost 2,000 gold for the last
You know what?
couple sessions. I've been pretty broke.
Terry still thinks that you can hear anything anybody says.
And I'm like, no, I can't. It's like, I don't believe you.
How many very rares are on your list?
Ooh.
You're gonna make me kill a shopkeeper. This is what's happening right now. Is Adam's trying to send them back to the horde so I can kill them.
I have 2 very rares.
2 very rares?
Potion of cloud giant strength, and a potion of flying.
They have the potion of cloud giant strength, not the other one.
Okay. Yeah, I would love to buy a potion of cloud giant strength.
Because they last for an hour?
Those very rare is 5 to 50,000. So I would like to see if
they're just gonna fall at the middle point. And anything rare or lower, they do have at least one of. It's only if you're winning multiples that I have to check. But of that range, it's basically the halfway point that they'll
Okay.
charge that.
Well then, in that case, I'm just gonna go ahead and purchase things. I don't know what you guys want. I'm gonna do some math real quick.
So while you're doing that, and this does take a bit of time, as Terry is finagling, wheeling, dealing, making those negotiations, and eventually, Stan, you hear in your head, Rolfur.
Yes. Hey, Stan. You should probably swing by this library I'm at, because the dragon out here is like beyond regular healing's reach.
On my way. Before you even finish the sentence, you said healing. I was already on my way. I gotta go, guys.
Just a few more minutes, Stan. We'll come with. Or if you want to, you know what? I'll catch up. I'll catch up.
You
It's like, what are you gonna do? Not talk to him over the mind net?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess
There's no
do
mind
that.
net. We have to start our conversation with, "Dear Stan."
Like, you don't have to if you use telepathy.
Here stand the healing.
I did forget about the telepathy.
Yeah, we got telepathy,
Yep,
man.
which is how I'm sure Stan is able to find his way to the library.
Yep.
At this point, as it is, closer to daybreak, there are more just dragons in proper upright stance, just sort of patrolling the streets. Weird at times seeing, a silver dragon and a blue dragon sitting outside of a large cafe, drinking small barrels of coffee with polite conversation. But you make your way down the stairs to the underbridge and find the Bacord.
But I got past those hipsters.
One of them talks about how they're working on a book, but it's, might be a bit too advanced for the commoners.
Not ready yet. But yeah, I go clean my.
But yeah, so you enter that same library, the, oppressive books leaning over you.
Yeah, look at it you're back here, Stan.
Oh.
Librarian, meet Stan. Stan, meet librarian. Now, if you'll
Hi,
excuse
librarian.
me, I'm going to go see about a war memorial.
And Rolfur leaves you with this
Just introduce these two.
with this black red dragon.
All right, let's get to work here. Great restoration.
Let's see, what does Greater Restoration manage to do?
You might need to pull out heal.
Or regenerate or something else weird.
Regenerate just revives missing body parts and gives you healing. Heal gets rid of.
You can reduce the target's exhaustion level by 1. The following effects on the target: charmed, petrified, 1 curse.
Yeah, heal ends blindness, deafness, and any disease affecting the target.
Yeah.
So you might have to go heal as a 6.
Reduction to any ability.
I mean, we'll just double tap.
Reducing the hit point maximum.
So, poking around with a few different healing options, you're able to reduce some of the scarring and let the dragon put down its fourth leg.
Why?
Oh no! He didn't say 5th, he said 4th, Eric. God.
Yeah, because it was
Oh my.
it was limping around, holding one leg up like a dog with an injured leg.
Yeah. Yep, he was talking about.
It's got a tail.
A different type
Let it down. All right.
I didn't know what you thought of dragons. Okay, Eric. Now we all know.
You just heard.
You need to spend a little less time on the internet. Like
It's Rule
50%.
34 I keep hearing about.
Okay. Anyways,
Tumblr's not even a thing anymore. What are you doing?
So heal him,
Yeah.
pet him, make sure
So
he's good.
it seems a little more physically healed, but they do not seem to believe that they are more healed. They still feel like, I mean, yeah, you can. They feel like the injuries that you've healed are not the part that was bothering them. Is basically what you get.
Oh, looks like it's curse removal time.
A greater restoration removes curses.
Oh, I give him actual heal. Like,
Yeah.
I cast heal on him. Don't feel right as rain yet?
Make an insight check.
It's psychosomatic.
I'll
Which is the
psycho
meanest
you.
thing to do to a healer, is to make their problem psychosomatic.
18?
I mean, you seem to have healed any of like the physical stuff, so. I mean,
Summon
they need
a
a shrink at this
celestial
point,
therapist. Yeah, summon a celestial therapist.
Nah, go and call.
It is the next day, isn't it? Yeah.
Nah,
So,
go and call Bob. He's like, this guy's done with his healing. Now he needs some modify memory.
That's true. I do have that.
I mean, I do have modified memory too, so, you know.
But you are
I'm a
better.
therapist now, let's do this. Find out what his problems are, and he forgets them.
That thing that was bothering you, yeah, don't worry about it.
Do you tell them that that's your plan?
No, I just tell me your problems. Just,
Tell me your
And
problems.
just talking to them about what's going on. Yeah, you're able to. They're make a persuasion check to see if you can get them to open up.
This is
happening?
actually
Alright,
the
okay.
kindest use of modify memory I've ever heard of.
I'm Stan the Healer Man, the therapist now. $37?
Yeah, you managed to get them to open up a lot about basically the torment that they went through becoming a shadow dragon, and sort of the betrayal that was put upon them by the group that they had sort of walked into this pact with, and basically just like them having to like retreat away from society, and basically being closed in here because basically they can't face any other dragons because of the dragons that have like twisted and manipulated them in search for power and betrayed them.
Oh, good, man.
Wow.
Everything's alright.
It's all good, man. You're all right, bro. Don't worry about it, Gov.
Just modify his memory where it'll turn out just good. Great. He's a happy camper. It's great.
It only
Life's great.
modifies like the last minute or so, or hour or something.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, it's not complete mind control. It just changes the last couple, like, I think it's like an hour or something, 10 minutes.
Oh.
You modify, the last couple bits.
Yeah, try to modify the best I can then, and then...
I modify his memory to have him have a
An
breakthrough.
event they experienced within the last 24 hours.
Yeah.
If you use a spell slot of 6th level or higher, you can alter the target's memory that took place up to 7 days ago for 6th, 30 days ago by 7th, a year ago by 8th, or at any time in the creature's past with a 9th level spell.
You would need a 9th
Okay,
level
so yeah,
spell
one-
to fix this.
That wouldn't help for me. Yeah, that wouldn't help for me.
Do you have an extra 9th
Then I
level?
just go convince him to go get therapy, or I talk with him on that.
At this point, he can't go
Where to go.
get anything.
He's stuck in the building.
He has literally had himself built into this place.
Do you not have a 9th level spell, Eric?
Nobody does.
Nope. How would you have a 9th level spell? We're 17.
I don't know.
We're not 17.
We're not 7.
Yeah.
16. But I don't know where.
16.
I am not a
Oh, you're right,
spellcaster.
16, yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, he doesn't keep
I
track
have
of that.
no-
He's not a
No, I don't have
caster.
9th level.
I'm not a caster. I have
Oh,
no
wow.
idea.
Yeah, I'm a warlock. I kept out of 5th, so that wouldn't help me. But,
Yeah.
modify memory
We're
won't help me
not
on that
in
one.
9th level spell territory yet.
But you can just
That's
talk and be
unfortunate.
nice to him. Not going to change any
Yeah,
long-term
the
problems.
only way to fix
but-
this is through magic.
I'll change the last whatever I can with modified memory most recent days. Like,
I mean, it's not like that.
you know,
That's
less
not really the
controllers-
part that's bothering him. That's just been the constant existence.
I'm just trying to make his day really better. Like, he just had a really good day yesterday.
I mean, listen, you
Rage of
are,
Spirits.
Stan, you are in the shopping capital of the world. I bet you can find a very rare Ring of Wishes. There are magic items that let you get Wish, which can duplicate a 9th level spell.
Is there a ring of wishes in this shop? I didn't even think about looking for wishes.
I'll let you roll a luck check for that.
David gets advantage.
21.
21?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but it only has one wish left on it.
I'll buy it for 5,000.
What's the normal range on that?
5 to 50.
No, they couldn't go less than 20.
20. I'm gonna try to diplomacy him down to 10. 31.
They'll do 16, but
Breaking his balls.
Yeah, you
So
break them
I
up.
just randomly asked the group in open
Yeah, I gotta
chat.
do it. Don't get me wrong, I'm gonna do it. It's just, I don't like it.
Hey, anyone seen a Ring of Wishes around? I need to go buy one to help this dragon out.
Nope.
Sorry, I've recently sold the last one I had.
Oh.
Rolfur, you can either make investigation or perception check.
But just to get it cleared, the reason that the Shadow Dragon's having a hard time is because the other dragons were mean to him after he became a Shadow Dragon?
The other dragons betrayed him,
Okay.
abusing him for power with the transformation.
Okay, so
Yeah,
He's
And
an emo
then
kid
basically
now.
betrayed him following.
He was-
Yeah.
He was so bullied, he literally changed race.
Well, I mean,
he got tricked into
he got
becoming...
tricked into
Okay.
changing it, yeah.
49.
And which one did you go with?
Investigation.
Yeah. So you're able to ask around. You find some nice, polite dragons, and you find
He's a
nice
wonderful
boy. Copper dragon in a 3-piece suit, very large. Who's fine to give you some precise directions over there. And you're able to find what is a large. It kind of looks like the dragon walls in Skyrim, but with a bunch of names like written on it, like war memorial kind of thing, facing out towards the sea.
Is it?
And it's just sort of out in like an
Ordered by,
area
like-
of, and so basically by the point you find it, you're into, midway through day 191 because it's out the other end of the city again. Kind of Houston-sized city, so
It takes a
yeah,
while.
just moving over there. But yeah, it's
If they need me, they can call me.
If you need me, call.
Since it is 191 now, I got 2
I
more
can always
bottles.
move faster.
yeah. You guys shopped through the night.
So it's 191?
Yeah, technically, yeah. We've been into that for a bit at this point.
Okay,
Well,
so the day
I cast
moved
some spells that
over
use
to the
abilities
next
to go
day.
Yeah, while you're out wandering
Okay.
into things. Yeah.
Okay, because there's some things that I would like to do that is like New Day thing.
Mhm.
And it's specifically yes, just that. Okay. So there's a thing called a High Fae Noble
Where is this from?
that one moment. I have to see if you'll allow it. It is from, gosh darn it, the Monstrous Compendium 4.
Is there?
Is this second edition?
It's a thing that I got on D&D Beyond. Don't ask me.
Monsters
Oh!
Compendium Volume 4.
Okay, the PDF things. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
alright.
I don't know if you'll allow it.
Ladrin creatures.
What is this thing again?
It's a High Fae Noble, which I kind of want to summon and put her on the task of wandering around and, you know...
Forcing people into contracts to worship you?
No. What did I do? I'm the best choice. They're going to do that anyways. Bad-mouthing the Order guy to reduce his worship and, you know, that sort of thing.
Okay, Beyond.
I'm pretty sure she can shapeshift. No. Well, if she worships me, she can shapeshift. Because she can do disguise self. Which is how I'm gonna phrase that, so that she can wander in this mortal. And sow some mischief on my behalf.
I'm gonna say no, largely due to my complete inaccess to that.
Okay, fair enough. Most of the fake creatures I have are from there. I do not suppose I could send you information. Because everyone else is, like, not exactly a helpful person. They have their own thing. Like, that was the only one that was kind of a blank template that I could assign a personality to, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. I mean, so it could be akin to just like an Eladrin.
Would you be okay with that? If it was just like a powerful Eladrin?
I think the Eladrin are... Which one are they? Are they... Probably just...
Eladrin is just a race. It's not monstrous, which is what...
Yeah, but I think that they're Fae as presented in their monster stat block. Alright.
Are you telling me I can summon a level 16 Warforged if I wanted?
Yeah, that's kind of the question.
If it's a stat block, I don't think that is one, but I would look into Eberron book to see which Warforged you can are just in there. Because if they're just if they're a construct as opposed to humanoid, which is
humanoid.
What I am trying. Eladrin, medium Fae. So if Fae is your option, like, you know, you can summon one of the 4 types of Eladrin. They're just in Monsters of the Multiverse, and then there's an older book that they were in as well.
Do I get to build their stats out?
I mean, it uses the stat block.
Yeah, okay, but I would be making a level 16 one.
Well, no, that's up to that. So they would be. It looks like they are challenge 10. So
we can't personalize it.
Yeah, you don't
if you find
it.
a stat block in an official book, you can use it.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's up to that.
Okay. I'm sorry. I think I interrupted you in the middle of something. I'm gonna look into this.
And we'll go back to I guess since we're doing with New Day stuff. Billy, are you spending 191 continuing just to work on spell stuff?
Yep.
You can make your rolls and.
Does getting a natural 20 do anything special?
I'll give you an extra % for it.
Okay.
Every little bit helps.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a bonus percentile for it.
Yep, it's like an extra day of you dot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay. Yeah, I'll make a spring Eladrin. at level 10, I guess, because it says at 22, which is not.
Yeah, their CR10 is. Because
Okay.
we're not using, like, building them like the playable race version. They're just, it's just the monster stat block version of it, so CR is 10, yeah.
Okay. I'll make a CR10 Spring Eladrin, and I'll spend some time convincing them to do what I want.
Okay. As you walk through this lovely jungle here.
I'm also going to take a few minutes now that I'm alone, away from the group before the end of the day, and sum up something a little bit different. I'm gonna bring up instead of doing my normal angels, I'm gonna burn the 7-day shenanigan to get a CR14 retriever, which is a construct that's basically a large metallic spider that I can tell it that somebody is its quarry, then it knows the specific distance and direction of that individual, and it has some really good abilities to go and collect said
I
individual.
wonder if someone's used that in a previous game, Ryan.
No, he's talking about a construct. I was using some sort of shadow spirit.
Oh, it's a different version of the same.
A whole different, it's a whole different thing. Duh.
That sounded very familiar.
What day is this?
We're now into 191.
Okay, 191. Okay.
And I'm not gonna tell it.
What was the creature called?
Retriever. Specifically, the retriever that is in Mordenkainen Presents Monsters of the Multiverse. Actually, is there a difference? I don't know if there's a difference, but there's
sometimes
it's in that, and
they're
then
subtle because they did some updating for them for the book.
Well, whichever one's more like recent, I guess.
This one, yeah, that's the one.
Okay.
Okay.
And Yarp. It's got the same picture in both versions, but I'm gonna go ahead and just tell it to go chill in my my afterlife, and I'm just gonna shunt it in there, and we're gonna have a good talk. I am its it does, thankfully, with constructs, I'm its master.
Yeah, you made it.
So I'm probably gonna wait till I get like 2 of them before I send it off on
and it's not intelligent enough to start noticing over time, I should betray my man.
No, it's got 3 intelligence and 4 charisma. So
Yep, I'm going to have to do perpetual checks with my guy in line.
Yep.
But
As long as you're
I'm
nice to
the
him.
god of trickery. I knew what I was signing up for.
Yeah, then I finish my shopping. Although I do go back into the. No, that was it. I go ahead and do the telepathic network thing with everybody. Be like, so how's everybody doing? Just checking in.
So let's say around this time,
Papa Terry checking in.
Stan's, having his therapy session. Rolfur, you've just found the wall and are starting to read through names. Old man, you're walking through the jungle with your new Eladrin, looking for clues on another lair.
Mm-hmm.
Doing spell research.
Oh, I do have a question about the retriever.
Mm-hmm.
Do you still have their stats up?
No, but I can pull them back up.
Okay. It says that they have bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing immunity from non-magical attacks that aren't adamantine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Does that mean that attacks have to be both magic and adamantine to hurt it?
Either or.
Okay. So it's a lesser version. Gotcha. Okay. Rather than a better version.
No, it's the same as, from non-magic attacks that aren't silvered. Read it the same way.
It's
where you can attack those things with silver weapons. Like, that's the...
It's silver or magic.
Yep.
It's adamantium or magic.
Exactly.
It's not both.
Yep.
That is unfortunate. I read that the other way. Okay. Do we know if the guns that are being churned out by Stan's shenanigans are magic?
Not that you know of.
Okay. Well, that's good to know.
There's just Kensai's wielding them.
Because
Oh, good, they're monks.
that has nothing to do with my target whatsoever.
She did that. Rolfur, what are you doing with your... once you have your monument?
I'm gonna see if it's ordered by like date, or if it's just a huge list of names.
It seems to have been, you gather, like it's a war monument, and it seems to be based on, the last like grappling of hold of the city, which was about 115 years ago. And basically, those that died in the battle that basically fought to lead to the current council that's ruling the city. Like, basically, for, like, the vie for basically getting all the dragons to listen and behave. And basically, if they weren't going to, then you have to off with you. You know, you're welcome here in the kingdom. You just can't come into city. Or you can go terrorize and have your fun elsewhere. Rawr, we are dragons. Be dragons. But that this is a place of society. And that if we are blessed with the intelligence and skills that we have, then we deserve no less than the smaller folk have. All of the niceties that they have, we get to have too, but there are rules to doing that. And, basically, they are those that died on either side of battles for that.
Mm-hmm. So it's just the last. So this is probably at least a little old.
Yeah. No, it's been over 100 years old. It was put up following that war. It's a civil war, and it's a monument to those that died in it.
Practically nothing.
Yeah, no, there's probably good, we'll say 87 names on it.
Oh, that's not that. Oh, dragons. I guess it wouldn't need that many to be a big fight.
It's a lot of dragons.
That's a lot of dragons.
What is a lot?
Really cool,
Depends.
really cinematic.
Soldiers? No. Dragons?
alone on this
Yes.
beach? Am I alone on this beach?
No, this is sort of like set in like in a stone platform, and there is like greenery and such around. You're not alone, but there's no one that's probably within 40 or 50 feet of you. But there are, people on the road or shops outside of it, walk around it. But it is sort of like a little central area that things are around, and then it's facing the pier, which is a good, another one of those stair flights, different level of the city, 30 feet down, and then there's a pier where there's other busy stuff.
There's no like wailing widows here.
No one actually on the platform with it now.
Anyways, let's start at the top left, and you
summon them up,
pop them open.
Yeah.
Yep. Were you in the river? Well, do they show up? Yeah, it's because 100 years. Yeah, that they're covered.
Yeah, they're all within it.
It's like it's a dragon.
It's a dragon. They're all dragons.
Well, yeah. Was he in the river?
Yeah.
Or I was like, well, give him the spiel. Like, I'm the new god of the grave and remembrance. Mm-hmm. I don't want you to be in the river. Follow me, and you will be out of it.
You can make your persuasion check.
I rolled a 4 for 15 total.
15 total. So you get 60. I'll just do this separate from whenever I eventually do today's totals, but 65 new followers. I'm going to, make a note actually. You get 100 followers because we don't use the 1s and 10s digits anymore.
Well, I mean, we could.
But 65 of them are dragons.
Like, you decided to put 80 an odd number in this wall.
You didn't get them all. Only 65 of your new followers are dragons. Dead dragons.
Were any of these like the really, really, really big ones? I'm looking like an ancient dragon.
Probably a good 12 were ancient dragons.
Were any of them alive when the old gods were?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plenty of the adult ones were alive when the old gods were.
Oh, neat. Well, I just give them next year. Like, feel free to deliver some information. I'm trying to research the old gods, so if you can talk to the secretary about that, I'd be super appreciative.
Yeah. You're able to get from them sort of the way things were before, but still nothing really so much as far as why they went away from that. But yeah.
Now, at this point, the goal is more just to gain enough information about like how they did things and their aesthetics, so I can just plane shift into their old realms and look there. Try to just figure that out.
Yeah.
And snoop around their old houses.
Are you picking up anything when you go into their old houses?
Last time I went to one, there wasn't anything there.
Like,
I didn't spend a lot of time exploring it, but there wasn't anything there.
Literally, the sun was flickering out like a dying light bulb.
Yeah, that place sucked.
So, like, there wasn't even a rock?
No, it was like a big desolate wasteland.
I believe there was a sort of like a little town strip with sort of a nice, maybe it was wooded area that went down towards like a beach and a seascape, if I remember correctly.
Man, I wish I knew that you were doing that. I would be encouraging you to bring me back something.
I have a thing that lets me go back there. And when you called me, that's what I told you, is I'm investigating the old gods again.
Alright, means nothing.
Storms over coast, dusty western village to support about 80 people, ambient light and extinguished light bulb, sun in the sky, Thresmut. Yeah. So, you get some dead dragons. Speaking of death and dragons, old man, you can make me another one of the survival checks.
Can my Eladrin help me?
Yeah.
So I get advantage. And guidance. And during this walk, I am trying to convince them to become a follower and be a helper.
Yeah.
I brought you into this world. Don't make me take you out of it.
So,
I mean, pretty
follower
much.
isn't really a thing. When you're bringing them in, they don't count towards souls for you.
Okay.
But
I wanted to give them my ability. So survival?
Yep.
Uh, 23.
23? Oh, yeah, you're able to. Hold on, I just want to check a thing. Yeah, so going for a little.
I am being a little stealthy boy.
Yeah, you still got all your stealth stuff up. You go up towards further up towards hills, mountain kind of area, to poke around to see if there's any cavernous area, and manage to find sort of a cavern entrance that probably about 10 feet in on it just has a bunch of like metal spikes like circled all around, facing like outward, like like whatever thick. Maybe chonky spikes of metal that are like driven into the stone to basically make it where like going in you have all these spikes around you. However, being a medium-sized creature, you can just kind of like lean down underneath the lower spikes and slip up between them.
New gone through.
Yeah. Very much feels like if you were a big old dragon, it would be a very challenging thing to get through. But for you, what threat is someone so small?
Apparently they forgot that us little shits are in fact little.
Make a luck check.
Like those. Can I guidance that? No. Talked about this earlier. Can what's her name help me? Luck?
No.
No, because there's no way that would work.
I give you my luck.
If you have a
15.
negative, they can make it instead, because theirs is neutral.
No, it's neutral. 15.
Another uninhabited layer.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay.
So this one sort of bends down. You probably have to spend about 12 or 13 minutes, like, walking down a wide but kind of angled tunnel until you start seeing light ahead. And it opens up into a large chamber with... It looks like coin, but it's all glowing, like illuminating red, in this sort of moat around sort of like a center like stone platform, large enough for a dragon to sit on, and with like sort of a stone bridge that goes off across from the entrance to that center platform. But otherwise, yeah, the main thing you see, at least on top, is just gold that glows red.
I look at my little buddy, and I just kind of go, "Yeah, this looks dangerous." And I open my door. Hey, Spot, come out here. You're switching. You get in there. I'm pretty sure crystals are fireproof.
I do not know.
Crystal dragon.
One way to find it.
Cold and radiant. They are not. Okay. But never mind. Fire. Bad. You stay in there. I'll take care of this. Daddy loves you. Okay, so stone bridge, big pile of glowing gold shit. Yeah.
A moat of glowing gold. Bridge goes over that moat to just sort of like a center platform where something could sit with all the glowing gold around it.
Okay, so the gold isn't on fire, it's just glowing.
I mean, it doesn't necessarily appear to be on fire. It is glowing red. But it is in the moat that is, like, all around. Like, it is what makes up the liquid of the moat, is the gold.
Okay, so it's molten gold.
Could be. It's coins. It's individual coins. It's not like a...
Well...
Red glowing gold coins.
Boozle. I guess I'm gonna try and grab some gold.
Okay. You do so.
Is it like hot?
No.
Just red.
It's red. It glows red.
Detect magic?
They're all magic. Every coin in here is individually magically enchanted to glow red.
Sweet. I open the door back up. Hey, Spot! Fucking false alarm. Bring it in. So while Spot's shoveling the gold in, I'm going to go across and look at what's in the center.
The center is like a bit of like natural stone platform, whereby, like, you can tell, like, this is where a dragon lays.
So no extra stuff.
Not that's not in the moat.
Okay. I will once again proceed to be a little shit and blame it on the God of Order. And I guess I'll bring my spring boy back out again. A lady, or whatever they are.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, as you dig in and pile it in, you discover that, yes, this is, in fact, just coin. But, as you do mess with it, it's hard to notice because it all glows red. But they're different values of coin.
Okay.
So, do keep track of this separately, as this money of yours is glowing red. And that might come up if you try to spend it. Or if a dragon is trying to track you down because it's evident. But
don't worry, I know exactly where I'm going to put it. Whose city?
But you get 276,214 platinum.
176.
276,214.
7, 6, 14. Plat. Red.
You get 596,871 gold.
Rolf.
Got it?
Yep.
And 958,143 silver.
Also red.
By the way,
Mm-hmm.
As you are scooping all of this up, you start noticing, because you'd had detect magic, that it seems almost like the magic is rubbing off on you. As well, you're not illuminating, there is sort of a magic radiance that is sticking to you and leaving a trail from you and your dragon that are helping with it.
Well, I have dispelled magic as many times as I'd like.
Okay.
So I will dispel that from the both of us. Does it go away?
Yes.
Okay.
You have to do it a bunch of times. It feels like it's been layered on by not all of the coins, but many of the coins.
But definitely. Yeah, okay. Yeah, dispel magic.
So, I actually need you to make another luck check
dispel
because
magic
this
is
is
not
taking
at
a
will.
while.
I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Spell magic is not at will. It was in the wrong pile.
Okay. No, you can get rid of it.
So what I need? I'm sorry. So what I need?
Never mind. So you're only able to do it what, a couple of times?
It's 3, so twice.
So you can reduce it, but you still have some sort of magical.
If you're curious, I'm the one who's got dispel magic at will.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay, so when I notice that it happens to me, can I just make Spot get all the coins and not touch them myself?
Yeah.
Okay, would that make it so that I have enough dispel magic to get rid of it on myself?
Not all of it, no.
Well, poopsicle. I assume I get two at 3rd level. Let me check.
Probably.
Yep.
Yep.
But like when detect magic fades, like you don't see it on yourself. It is only a magic thing that whatever is on you is showing up.
Okay. All right, cool.
Alright. So it is nearing the end of the day by the time you've managed to get the last of the treasure in there and leave your note. Get your dragon back inside your domain. And you do...
I don't...
Let me just check something.
It's not a scrying or a divination, is it?
No. Not the... you have detect magic, so no, you...
Because they don't stick.
Yeah.
Is the other thing.
It's an illusion.
Can't be targeted or detected. Yeah. And yeah, I don't think I have anything.
Yeah, it's illusion.
It's a okay.
No, don't trust Jess. It's fine.
I don't know what it is. I was just seeing like if it was something that I would automatically slip.
But as you are getting your crystal dragon back inside your domain, you do hear something moving around, sort of like almost like scraping sounds from out at the door towards the mouth of the cave.
Cheese it!
I think
Leave your dragon, buddy. Cheese it.
You know, it's probably at this point. It's probably like near the end of the day.
okay, and I've already left the note.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna
After
go.
you were writing that while you were having the dragon
Yeah.
scrape everything in.
Okay, so I'm gonna go into my own domain with the dragon.
And the
Just
Eladrin.
yeah, with the dragon and the Eladrin. Close the door.
Okay.
Just yeah, I just feel like this seems like someone else's problem. Gonna
That is a good point with those one-way tunnels. There's no back door.
yeah.
You brought your own. Oh, very nice. I was afraid you weren't going to be able to escape without fighting something.
Click, 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 click.
Well, it was that or meld into the stone for 8 hours and watch him freak out.
Which is equally funny.
So yeah, I will go back to my bar and go to the tree out near it, which I usually get my pickups from. And yeah, I'll call Alice.
Yes?
And you, I'm back in,
Next.
I keep wanting to call it Rexentrim, but I know that's not what it is.
Nexum.
Nexum.
Yeah, I'm back in Nexum at the usual tree. Just pop a portal.
Oh, yeah. Maybe a few minutes. We're in the town.
It's okay, take your time.
Okay.
Just let me know when it goes so you don't have to pop through, I can just run through.
Okay. Otherwise, Stan and Terry in the city, were you doing anything
I finished up buying up the things that I did. I go ahead and use the selling spell to get rid of a piece of equipment I don't need anymore. And then I go and just do a quick mental check-in with Rolfur and Stan and Alice, since they're all in the city.
She's still with
Everybody
you.
good?
Yeah.
Oh, Alice is still with
Yeah.
me. Okay, poor thing. So,
Yes, I found ancient dragons that were alive when the gold gods were.
well, that's exciting.
I've
Find
been
anything interesting?
therapizing a dragon.
A what?
Have either of you found anything interesting?
Not yet, but I'm thinking I should be able to find a way to learn enough about the old gods to reach their personal divine realms.
Well, if you do that, definitely bring me back a souvenir.
I've only been to one, and it was pretty empty.
Like not even rocks empty?
No, there were like rocks and stuff. Just
Bring,
desolate.
just bring me a souvenir. Each one you go to.
Dude likes rocks.
Yeah, I'm a rock collector. Sure, why not? I'll start.
I collect rocks from other planes of existence.
But my shopping's done, so I'm just gonna kind of. I'm just gonna start doing some mental checklists. But I wanted to check in with y'all before I did anything else.
Where are you?
Wait, I thought Alice was
Yep.
with me, and she asked me
Nope.
that.
She has Stan in it. Roll for that.
5 feet? Unless I'm convinced I got to join just join our adventure or whatnot, I think therapy session's over. So otherwise, I just went on proselytized. I'm trying to.
Okay, so you are proselytizing here.
Was it?
When no one else has done it. All the other
Yeah,
cities, you walk in like, "Hey, we're the gods." Here, you're like, "Oh, here's your 10 gold entry fee."
I did the exact same thing as always.
I mean, I haven't hit a. Yeah, you're right. I haven't hit a hospital yet. I haven't to go there too.
Like, I found dead people, and I immediately made them my concern.
But yeah, I proselytized while going to a hospital after the therapy session. I don't know how long you have one day to last. Not all day, I presume. Or I don't know.
I mean, it lasted through a lot of the night, but a lot of your stuff is you're at weird times because you ended up through the night. Because your morning became your evening.
Oh yeah.
So.
Well, I'm going to, unless somebody needs anything or wants anything, I'm going to start heading back, which means a teleport.
We can hitch ride with you.
Okay, yeah, I'll just go and try to meet up with Stan.
Is Rolfur joining or?
Oh, actually, this is a really good point. I'm gonna go ahead and clue in the old man on this. But like, hey, I'm thinking about heading back up north.
You at the point where you're getting that would actually be back when you are still having like writing your note.
Okay. The first note or the second note?
Second note. And Alice can chime in that she'll be able to come take care of you when you're ready.
Okay. Yeah. Try to keep it under 1 million.
I'm gonna take that with a grain of salt. So,
No, seriously. Try to keep it under 1 million. I'd really appreciate it.
So the rest of you, anybody else? Stan, we're gonna meet up with Stan for a ride back.
just long silence.
What's Rolfur doing? Is he hanging out in the town or?
Well, apparently Rolfur can teleport himself back if he needs to.
Well,
I
we
can
all
teleport myself back too. That's why
You got it too.
I plane shift technically. I just go home and plane shift back.
I also could do that now that you mention it.
Yeah, I just big brain my way around the teleport issue.
Where's your temple though, Stan?
Beesland.
Beesland.
I don't have one.
Yeah, that's still pretty far away from civilization though.
Yeah, he can plane shift
Yeah, that's what
anywhere.
plane shift is for. I go to my plane and then I just teleport to wherever I need to.
Oh, you're talking literal plane shift.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. My temple's not built yet, so I can't even do that.
I can plane shift.
Oh, do you have a date for yours?
I gotta find mine. I'm gonna look around for it. I don't think it's yet, or is it? I think so.
But
I only think
Adam-
I had so much for him. That doesn't hold up the game.
once I do get to the Dragon City, I was gonna go and proselytize. I don't have much shopping needs doing.
Yeah, up until wartime, I mean, unless you need me, I'm just gonna proselytize in town.
Day 271 is when Stan's level 1 temple will be complete.
Oh, standard construction. Because he started with nothing, didn't he?
He started
yeah.
with 9,000 gold.
Yeah. He's waiting on mundane construction.
I bought a binary already.
Yeah, I come next. So yeah, it's gonna be a long while.
Probably around the time you're saying for her to bring Pathin, she'll let you know that Terry's at least thinking of heading out. Rolfur and Stan are because Stan, were you planning to teleport yourself back, or are you going back with Terry?
I'll teleport myself back or with Rolfur.
Okay. So at this point, probably Terry's already left, gone home, and so whatever. What are you? And you're just walking around with her, so probably takes about 30 minutes to get the call.
The little girl stayed with me.
Alice is with you. Then.
The little girl stayed with me, or did she go
She'll
back?
stay with you.
Okay. And yeah, it's me, her, and I guess 2 koalas since I haven't sent them out yet. But
Oh, my koala.
you know, life like you go that way, you go that way. Proselytize.
That spring guy. Did I get an agreement out of him to proselytize for me?
I mean, he'll see what
And
you can do.
and to bring down the name of the other guy.
I mean, you've given him good persuasion that it's probably the right thing to do.
Okay. I'm also gonna give him, I don't know, 10,000 platinum to spread in the other guy's name.
Oh, glowing platinum?
Yeah.
They will point out if I'm saying this is money, in honor of him, it doesn't seem like it's tearing him down very much.
That's a good point. Just, I'll deal with the dragon if it becomes a problem. Just tell him it's from me.
Okay. But yeah, so off they will go.
But, is that a reasonable amount of money? You good with that?
I don't yet have a great concept for what money is. Sure?
Okay, well, the average person lives off of 1 gold a day. Those are 10 gold coins. So that's about, I gave him 10,000 platinum? So that's about 100,000 days worth of money.
Yeah, that seems like a lot. I'm still figuring out days. I'm new, but
yeah, all right, business partners. If you
1%.
need me, call me. No matter where you are, no matter how far, don't worry, baby. I'll come and find you.
Thank you.
All right, crisp high five. Not very crisp, but we'll take it. You have a good day.
Everything is still new to them. They were basically born yesterday.
I'm like, you know what? That is a good point. I have a school. I enroll him in my school and do it that way, and once he gets trained up, we'll send him off. Very good point.
It's like made look like an adult.
I forgot knowledge of things existed.
Yeah, I remember
So-
the automatons that we're sending into
This
the river
is
River of the Dead
Ring of Ladron, right?
are basically just repeating phrases. They're not actually like
Understanding.
Okay,
having discussions.
I'll give him to the Shadow Priest, my high priest in the city who teaches at the school.
Yep.
Oh, and I guess I'll give the school 10,000 platinum.
Glowing?
Red platinum.
Sure, I tell them to strip the glowing properties from it before they spend it.
That'll take some time, but yeah. You can earn this by removing the magical tracing from it.
Yep. Speaking of, where's that little girl? I need to go.
So you get teleported in along sort of a little circle of trees around which you now see for the first time, you know, these various, like a blacksmith that's a black dragon just hammering away at his own little, you know, giant shop, and little, you know, area with a copper dragon barista, and you're in this little courtyard of trees that she pulls you out to with Stan.
Hey, thanks. I'm gonna go wander around proselytize. I don't know if you want to come with or not,
Okay.
or if you're gonna head back.
No, we can go.
All right. Tell me if you want to stop for tea. Yeah.
I don't know if I want to here.
Hey, we'll stop off at home on the way back. You know. Hey, Stan. Walk past him. He's not there. Okay,
We just
I'm
look
gonna
right through him,
proselytize.
basically.
And my main message is, do you want your afterlife to come with a horde? Well, your only option is me. I make sure there's a horde present for my beloved followers, the dragons. Want to stay out of a river of pain, want to sleep on a pile of gold every night. There's even talking swords provided specifically to help you, miss.
I've got one of those at home.
Yes, but once you pass, you won't.
But you can't take it with you.
You can't take it with you, but don't worry, because of your friendly god, the old man, it's already there.
You can't take it with it unless you donate it to me.
No, I ain't doing it. I ain't asking for stuff. Let me make this very clear. I am not asking for stuff from the dragons. 100% not asking.
Maybe someday in the future, once they are dead and they say, I miss my treasure, then he might be able to be like, well, where is it? I'll go get it and bring it to you.
Yeah, I totally would be willing to do that.
But yeah.
Being a
Worship
generous
me,
boy.
and I'll bring your treasure to you.
So yeah, can I guidance myself, or is this like a weird thing to be casting a spell on myself?
It's over a long period of time, so it's not.
Okay, no guidance, but yes, proselytizing.
You can't take it with you, but I can.
Wait, that was a 6. It was a 6 and a 2. I don't know why I rolled with advantage.
Either way, it's the same number.
Yeah. So it's 35.
Okay.
With a great sales pitch. I'm just saying that's a good
It's a
sales
good sales
pitch for Dragon.
pitch. You get to enjoy some of the chaos that is through this time. You, as well as Stan, who's also going around proselytizing, you're both able to observe some things. It seems a lot of the primary positions in the city are held by proper dragons.
Stan's are like, do you want to age forever? I can make it happen.
No, Stan.
Who wants immortality?
Yeah, and it's like, Stan, do you want to fight a dragon and not get killed by it?
I am a dragon.
I mean, that's a sales pitch.
You help people not die to dragons? We hate you. Where's that treasure guy?
Yes, the treasure man.
No one's dying here.
It's not exactly what my religion's about, but they're dragons. I'm joking. It's fine.
You're tricking them.
Yeah.
The old man is a totally different, like, theology to the dragons.
Cash money.
I mean, he has a different name to the kobolds.
Doesn't he also have like something to do with theaters? Yeah, because he has so much cash money he can buy whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, so you do find that proper chromatic and metallic dragons are the leading class, whereas gem dragons or dragonborn, draconian are all kind of a secondary class here within the city. So there is a whole societal thing that you start noticing with that if you want to try and turn anything against anyone. But
I think I'm just gonna try to get all the souls.
Yeah, well, just go good guy sales pitch. Usual.
alright.
Building them up. Here's some immortality for you. Here's some vials of life extension.
Mhm.
Dragons like extra life, right?
They have plenty of life.
Theoretically.
I mean, the worst thing is I'm going to have to sneak into the stronghold of order and hide coins in his house.
And when soldiers yell, "Do you want to live forever?" it means something fully different, understand.
Absolutely.
God, I love Dan Daly. That dude's awesome.
So you do that. How long are you guys planning to go around proselytizing?
I was gonna do like 2 days. And I'm going to be
There's no
casting
one
the
we need to be back
dispelling
anymore?
magic on myself in the morning when I wake up to get rid of the rest of the and hopefully no one notices me. Or that guy does.
And that gives you 2
Yeah, I know
You
I'm
wanna go
rolling the
sail
dice
with us,
on
or-
fighting a dragon in the Dragon City. Don't care, do it anyways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you figure out you'll probably need a good 20 of those castings to get it all off you.
Oh, then I call Ryan. I call Billy Bonka and get him to do it for me.
Yep.
But that probably takes a day.
Yeah, you'd have to go.
Do you want me to roll a luck or something?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, let's roll a luck. Yeah.
Natural 20.
Of course.
You're a monster.
They went back to their they went back there. You heard them as they were entering and finding out what was gone. So they're way out there. They know you couldn't have gotten, out here, that quick.
That fast.
Yeah. They're smarter than that. Who's this Garadane?
You must think I'm a big old dum-dum.
Yeah.
I'm over here trying to pick a fight with a dragon. If luck is like, no, you missed your chance. It could have been fun, and now you're not gonna have it.
Okay. So you'll do that for a bit. Terry, what are you doing back at home?
Well, I'm spending a day with my lovely wife. She hasn't seen me in a while.
That's a day wasted. Could have been fighting.
You're right, but it's not a day wasted if it's a day enjoyed. So, we'll talk business. We'll talk pleasure. We'll have an actual couples day. That night, I make myself a new set of armor.
Non-candy?
Right, but I'm gonna end up having to. I'm gonna figure something out. But the candy coating's gonna wash off eventually. So.
In the blood. Are you sticky with blood? Nah, candy.
Yes, you.
But I go ahead and most of my summoning is up for a while. I got till 192 before I get my next batch of resources, and I go ahead and start prepping to do spell research on improving teleportation. Maybe like a spell that like alters what backlash occurs.
Like, I just want it to hurt.
You can. Your better chance would be with trying to reduce odds of mishap.
Well, one way or another,
Because
I'm working on
yeah.
something to help with.
A spell called teleport without error, maybe.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Oh, getting fancy.
I also put a sending out to Yertle.
Okay.
I go ahead and tell him. Let's say I ask. How many is in? I ask. I'm very interested in purchasing your services. I would hate for a disagreement between us to truly become something worse than it already is. Please let me know how many are in your employ. I have every intention of making good on my offer.
If you can afford it, there are 15,000 soldiers amongst our ranks.
Wow.
Well, looks like I'm murdering. That's a lot of people. No, I'll use a second sending.
Here I go killing again.
And
50 gold's only 750,000 gold. 50 gold
I'm going to
per
go
person.
ahead and say, let's see, so that's, you said 15,000.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go ahead and say, I'll pay 70,000 for you to turn around and show Beesland that their coffers are not deep enough to support this war. In any way that you see fit.
At that price, are you just trying to get us to stay out of the fight?
No, like, he shouldn't need to ask that. My implication is to go and raid Beesland.
You shouldn't need to ask
Yeah.
that. His implication is at that level, he can just stay out of it, and you can.
Yeah, no. This isn't. That's not the point anymore.
He's
You're not
negotiating.
paying him enough to raid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he wants more.
Oh, I see. That was a
Yeah.
negotiation. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like at that
Well,
price,
I'm
he
out of
can just
sending.
not do anything.
Yeah, you can go from hostile down to neutral. If you want him to be friendly, you got to pay more.
Gotcha.
David, I would like to point out, I gave you the amount that was your ceiling, and that's
Right.
1 million.
You're correct, and I would
Do
love.
what you want to do.
Right, and I would love to not spend 1 million.
No, I'm just saying, if 70,000 gets him to stop, try 140 to get him to raid.
That's not how. You don't double your. Dear goodness, Bob. It doesn't matter how much money you have when you're bargaining.
David, your country, I would like to remind you, is currently being attacked by 3 other nations that are allied. You have the chance to buy 15,000 troops with someone else's money that you don't have to pay back, and you're being frugal.
Yes.
I'm just saying there's a reason I run a bar now.
So you're gonna take some time and think about things before countering?
Yeah, because I don't have any more sendings.
Okay.
I mean, I could teleport. I mean, you know what?
You could talk to me telepathically so I can yell at
Or
you.
you could just use higher level spell slots.
That's a good point. These are my cleric spell slots. Yeah, I've got more. How much money do I have? I do not have 75,000 on me.
I guess.
Okay.
I guess you can't cast telepathy just to get the entire conversation out of the way.
No.
But he could talk to his banker.
So I'm going to continue to spend the rest of the day with Sora, and I'm not going to worry about it. And then I will probably, after Sora is in bed, I will make myself a new set of armor. And after that, I will use my last teleport for the day to head back down to the scales and physically go and try to find the old man.
Okay, so you're trying to find the old man without telling him you're trying to find him?
Oh, no. I'm absolutely going to contact him once I'm there. 100%.
And you're doing that before the end of day 191?
If at all possible.
Okay.
It entirely depends on how much time Sora wants before she's like tired of me.
I mean, she'll take time with you just fine, but she's also very much we need to do things to prevent being overrun, and then easier to have time after that.
Okay, look, we have we have a very respectful conversation covering how she is responsible for making sure that Thornvale Frodmeyer are on our side, and I'm responsible for Shadowport and Ember. So she's set while she's got her things.
Yeah, she's pointing out she's having difficulty getting them to put up a resistance against some army marching through Thornvale, but she has secured agreements for them to stay neutral and not get involved with the fighting.
Perfect.
So they're going to be we'll let them march through our area, but that's because there's 15,000 of them.
Okay. Yeah, and all right, cool. But yeah, once that's done, I go and work on make my armor, and I have a plain, unadorned set of adamantium armor. I'll don that. I'm gonna go ahead and put my my candy coated armor in my bag of holding, and head.
If you want, we can apply an additional hydrophobic coat over the candy armor to make it more resistant to getting messed up by water.
No, I have no intention. I have every intention of continuing to use my gold and jade studded armor. It's just now's not the right time for that. But yeah, the adamantium armor I just made is intentionally designed to be very lackluster. It has no frills. It has nothing on it.
It is adamantium.
There's a girdle. Yeah, but it's also got a girdle in it for me, so it makes me look like I'm just fat, not rotund. But yeah, and we'll put some copper coating on it to make it look like it's a copper like a set of copper heavy armor. So a cheaper set. And then at the last minute, I'll try my damnedest to teleport down to the prism.
Well, you've been there.
Yeah, but Adam hates teleport.
David, don't be a child.
Huh?
Oh, he's just unhappy.
You've already been there. You know what you do when you go to a place? You pick up a napkin.
Or a rock.
Or one of very many magic items that you purchased.
That's true.
Or I have several hundred gold that I had to that was from there also because I had to like make
Things,
change
yeah.
for stuff. So I mean, I've got plenty of things.
So,
Yeah, so it's
associate
0%
object,
mischief.
100%.
Oh fuck yeah! I didn't know it was 100%.
No,
Yeah.
it's only when you're trying to randomly go to a place that you're supposed to have those mishap chances at all.
You know what I need? I need to
And
make a
you've
spell.
notoriously done that too.
I need to make a spell that summons a rock from a location of my choice. That's what I need to make. That's the spell I'm working on.
Exactly. Or the thing that you guys have done in the past when you needed to do that was worked around to find someone to sell you an object from a place. You've done that before.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well,
It's only when you're like, we just want to go now, that you have your chance.
don't mind.
Okay, now I understand why you were annoyed. I thought you were just being obtuse. Never mind. I take back my mean commenting.
But yeah, so yeah, I go ahead and teleport down there.
Yeah.
And I mentally contact. I'll contact everybody. I'm like, hey, I'm back in Prism. I'm gonna be here for the rest of the night, day, whatever time it is.
It's fairly late
And-
evening. We're wrapping towards the end of the day.
But old man, I would love to see you to make a withdrawal.
Oh, I'm actually at a lovely cafe.
They have a lot of nice cafes. Like they had the one. Terry's gonna like, unless somebody stops him, he's gonna use the telepathic network to start discussing the beautiful and wonderful cafes this place has had.
No, place.
This one has these.
Yeah, it's designed to be
This one has this
luxury.
thing-
It's designed to be like a nice thing.
It has these things. I think they're called crescents,
Oh yeah, no, it's a croissant. It's a draconic
croissant.
word.
and they're about the size of my head, and they're chocolate layered, buttery, flaky, whatever those are. And then they have this thing that's like a milky coffee thing.
They called it
It's fucking incredible.
latte.
Yeah, hey Terry.
A latte. Yeah, it's a mocha latte.
It's a latte. Again, draconic word.
Yeah. Hey.
Okay,
Terry.
well, you should come here then, because I'm having an incredible time with my new friend, Janice the Bronze Dragon, who would love to be a supporter. Yeah? Janice?
One more drink.
I'm just imagining like that you have tiers of work for support. Like you've got a full on like pyramid scheme going.
Well, poor Alice is just over there, like she's eaten a quarter of one.
And little
Alice
does
has
any
been
of these
using
dragons
her
know
light
Alice is
abilities
the
to like
closest one
make
to a
like
dragon.
light of like the shape of stars and dragons.
She should just turn into a dragon.
That's her light ability.
I look
That's-
over and go, hey, it's dark enough, right? Hey, Alice, can you just like big old ball of light directly above us with an arrow or something so that he can find us?
And she'll shoot up like a line of just sort of like what seems almost moves like fireflies, just sort of like a beacon.
Yeah. So yeah, head to the beacon, bud.
Hey Terry. Could you have somebody drop off something from Prism and Dollport for me?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. And Bob, did the old man talk to me about whatever his dispel needs?
I would have done. This is the same day, so I probably would have told you by tomorrow.
Okay.
Like asked you to stop by tomorrow because I'm gonna do proselytizing.
I mean, you can tell him now that there's a conversation, though. You're all talking to each other.
Well, yeah. So at this point, I would tell you.
Okay.
I am going to buy I'm gonna buy like a you know what, let's do this. We'll buy a croissant plate. I'm gonna have them wrap it to go. And I'm going to take it. I'm gonna go into like someplace that's not like super where people can see me. I'm gonna open a door to my realm. I'm gonna bring my good old silver retriever out.
Okay.
Don't mind that he's a large spider and not a dog. I'm going to carefully hand it the plate of the croissant plate,
The wrapped up doggy bag.
and I'm going to tell it, your quarry is Billy Bonka. You are to go and find them and bring this to them. And it then goes
and
back.
go.
It then
runs
goes
through
back.
the ocean.
Then it goes back into my plane. I close the door. It uses plane shift because it can do that 3 times a day to get to Dalport, and then it stealthily, carefully travels its way around until it finds Billy, and just menacingly hands him the plate of croissants.
You know what's
This-
disappointing about this?
This horse-sized steel spider.
It's not made of hands.
Why?
You know what? That is a
I was
really good
fine.
point. Adam,
Why?
may I retcon the just
No.
Tell
the
him
look
no. Tell
of
him to
it
get
so that it
fucked.
looks like
Tell him no.
two like 5-foot hands that are just
It's very
I
important.
mean, you
that
can
this is made of
imagine that you
spider.
did. You can imagine it any way you want, Dave. I'm gonna imagine it looking like it's in the book because that's somehow less creepy.
okay. So it'll just be the steel
So
spider.
you
from the
just
book.
sent an Elden Ring monster after me, basically.
Carrying
I would
croissants.
have if Adam allowed me.
With croissants, he sent an Elden Ring monster after you.
But no, it's just it's a horse-sized steel spider that is surprisingly stealthy. I at least think it is.
Well, you're gonna send the croissants, and they're on their way to Billy, and we will pick up.
That was the question. So does because it's got can it track across planes?
Once it's on the same plane as you,
Okay.
It picks up your scent again.
it knows where you are in the direction and distance as long as it is on the same plane as you.
Okay. So then it knows that I'm not currently in Dalport, right?
Oh. Yeah. So I handed the fucking croissant bat thing, and it looks at me like, "What you talking about, you fuck?" And it's
You're like, he's in Dalport, and he says,
No, he's-
it just shakes. It understands Elven, and I speak Elven. So we're talking to each other. I'm talking to it in Elven, and it just shakes its head like, "No, it's not." I'm like, "Look, go ahead and telepathy to
I'm in the great city of
Billy?
the Wizard's Tower.
oh." If you're in the material plane, it ignores me and just goes to you. It doesn't care what I tell it, other than what its quarry is.
"Do you have an open path that goes from Dalport to the Wizard's Tower?"
Yes.
No, it'll just plane shift to the Wizard's Tower.
Now the question is,
But it
can
doesn't know that. It knows how to exit your plane into Koshkot.
Oh
Say,
no, it goes to. It can plane shift to anywhere.
Like he can cast a plane shift
Yeah,
spell.
which I believe still has all the same restrictions, like it were.
Well, the good question is, can you actually plane shift into the Wizard's Tower, or is there something preventing it from doing that?
Anchored.
You specify a target destination in general terms, such as the City of Brass on the Elemental Plane of Fire, or the Palace of Despater, the second level in the Nine Hells, or and you appear in or near that destination.
So somewhere around the tower.
Yeah, where.
Yeah.
Yeah, so. Are you So if he's ignoring, because you say he's in Dalport.
Yeah.
And he
It
knows
doesn't
it's not
really care
there.
where-
He doesn't know where he's at. He doesn't know he's in the Mage's Tower because he just
No,
knows
no,
what
he does-
direction and distance.
That's a very good point. Yeah, so it does that whole like charade, and I'm like, okay, Billy, where are you? And then he's like there. I'm like, okay, it's there. And then I tell it the name of the city, and then it goes there.
Does Billy say? Because Billy specifically said to go to Dalport. So
I just said to drop a object off for me in Dalport.
Okay, well I go ahead and tell Billy, you're not in Dalport. Where, like, I can't drop something off in Dalport that easily. Where are you?
I'm at the Great Wizard's Tower.
okay, now we can do things if
All
he's
right,
willing
thank
to
you.
give information.
Yeah.
All right. Before we end, old man,
You could just drop it
may
off at
I-
the Bonka factory. Chuck's there.
it can't. It's Corey has to. Anyway, old man, may I have 200,000 gold, please?
Yeah, sure. As I'm talking to the lovely bronze dragon, I'm like, excuse me, just 1 second. I open the door up and I say, come on in. Nope,
Thank you.
spot down.
Oof.
There's just a crystal dragon diving into piles of gold.
I have no surprise at any of this.
Yeah, so
The only thing that I'm surprised by is the red.
so there's about over 2 million gold worth of platinum that's red, and then there's like almost 500,000 gold worth of gold over there that's also glowing red. And I'm like, so here's the good pile. And I'm just like, so what do you need?
200,000. Yes.
Okay, sure. Is spot 200, please?
Awesome. Just to let you know, a 5
Spot
foot...
is also glowing red.
Wow.
No, Spot just has the tracking on it, which only shows up for detect magic.
Yeah.
Just like you.
Okay. So yeah, I get the money out of the stacks.
A 5 foot tall, 20 foot diameter pile of coins is 320,000. So, at 2 million, is that what I think you said, right?
Well, 2 million
I
is
have
platinum.
over 200.
Which
Yeah,
is
the platinum.
200,000
I have
coins.
200. Yeah.
200,000. So you've got like a 15
have-
to 18 foot diameter, like 4-ish foot tall pile.
And that's only the
I
platinum.
have
No, there's a lot more than that.
276,000 platinum.
This
I have
is
1
Scrooge
million
McDuck
gold.
levels of money.
Yeah, so you've got like a 60 foot by 20 foot section, 5 feet tall of just gold.
Well, yeah, if we just count the 1 million coins and not the other 500,000 sectioned off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the 958,000 silver
It's a
coins
lovely
that are in
meadow
there, too.
with mounds of gold.
We're talking like like what's that called, like a wall, like a what is it, like hip high, like those, like, no, it's
A
like 5
hedge?
foot. Yeah, you have a hedge, a 20-foot wide hedge of coins extending almost 100 feet long.
Yeah, and I imagine that the brass dragon's head has poked in there at this point and seen it.
Oh, she's very respectful.
And that's assuming they're scattered coins, not like piled.
Oh no, I had the crystal dragon like stack.
Because stacking is much smaller. But
Then,
that said,
Yeah, and that's what. So you're in Joe's world?
Yeah.
Because each person has to, like, manage to, like, put them in how. Like, they're just dropped off in the area. And however they're originally
Yeah,
sat
and
in there,
everyone
that's
else
how
has
they
to
show up
arrange
in their area. And then the Crystal Dragon sorts it out for Joe, but.
well, 20 foot diameter, 1 foot high is 1.2 million for stack coins.
Okay, well, you don't get that much. That's mine. So I just give you 250,000.
Just dumping into a bag. Just dumping it in a bag.
I'm like, you know what would be easier? Here, take it in platinum.
Yep.
So, 2,000,
Oh,
20.
no. I specifically would like it in gold, please.
Okay, fine. But you can take it out of this pile of gold over here, and I give him the red gold.
That's going to affect our negotiation.
Okay, fine. I give him the the other one. So you want 250,000?
Yeah, that'll do.
Okay.
Just
so
in
I
case
have
things go wrong.
7.
Where do con artists go to have their ill-gotten gains organized?
I go to Joe's.
The consortium.
Nope, we go to Joe.
And on that note,
Very well. So with that, join us next time. Bye.